Well, the public beta for the next big game update of WolfQuest Anniversary Edition is finally here. This is version 1.1.0. It's been in private beta for quite a while now and is finally ready for broader scrutiny. And it has all the stuff that we've been showing over the past 5 months or so. But before taking a look at all that new stuff, one important thing, if you are interested in the beta, so a lot of changes, especially in the Amethyst map. Old games should load and run just fine. Possible there's an issue, but we don't know of any, so that's what beta testing is for. But if you think you might want to switch back to the last version released in late January, 109H, new games saved in the beta are not backward compatible with 109H. So if you do go back, you're going to get a lot of corrupted save alerts, which is really annoying to deal with every time you run the game. So if you think you might want to roll back, and the reasons for that, if you hit a bug that you just can't stand, or if you want to play multiplayer with somebody who doesn't have the beta, because that's not backward compatible, you'll want to be able to switch back easily. And to do that, I recommend making a backup of your user files on your computer. So here's how to do that. On Windows, go into the Documents folder, and inside that is a folder called My Games, and inside that is a folder called WolfQuest Anniversary. And so right-click on that and choose Copy, and then release that, and then just click in some empty area in that window and click Paste. And that'll copy all those files and basically make a backup. It calls it copy. Just for clarity, I would suggest renaming it backup. And then when you run the game will still use that main folder, so you'll have all your old saves. But if you do need to switch back to version 109H, just rename the folders. Rename the main one 110 or something like that, and take off the backup part of the label on the copy you made, and it'll be just a pristine set of pre-beta save files, and you won't have any trouble. You may also want to disable the file sync in your account window, just so that doesn't mess things up as well. So no problem at all if you just want to stick with the beta until it's released, but if you do think you might want to switch back at some point during the beta period, I highly recommend doing this. Or if all this is a bit daunting for you, maybe you just want to sit tight and wait until we get through the public beta period and this update is fully released, which should be within a few weeks. So a lot of stuff in this new version, a lot of it we've shown already. This has the new AI system improved, so we can do more stuff with the Saga AI. Generally, all the animal AI has just been converted from the old AI. We have made a few tweaks and improvements here and there and added a few new things, but mostly animals should behave like they always have. All the game quests are now playable in both Amethyst and Slough Creek. So similar to how it is in the Lost River DLC map, you can choose any of those maps to begin with and play through the whole thing as far as the game goes right now, which is into late summer on that map. Note that you can't actually move from one map to another in the middle of the year. We're working on that. That'll be an update coming fairly soon. But for the time being, you're stuck on whatever map you start off. You can now choose custom colors for all the territory hexes. In Wolf customization, primary and secondary howls are now combined into one panel, so you can choose any howl for either type. And we have 22 new howls. We got another 7 from videos by the Wolf Conservation Center in New York. Pronghorns are now roaming the grasslands. They're very fast, so don't get too excited about chasing them, except for the fawns in the summer. When they're newborn, they're hiding in grass, just like elk and mule deer fawns. And then later in the summer, they are ambulatory, but easier to catch than the full-grown pronghorn. Players can now do many more emotes when sitting and lying down. Not tail emotes, but all the vocalizations. A couple new pup behaviors. They're very tentative and kind of clumsy when they're first emerging from the den. This only lasts for a short while. They get their land legs pretty quickly, but it is cute when they first emerge to see the big wide world. Pups now will invite another to chase and go off on a merry chase, and others will join in. In the last devlog, I mentioned that initially when we were testing this, that they would get carried away and chase each other and wander farther away from the den and get lost, and we revised the getting lost functionality. But I neglected to mention that we also revised the chasing behavior so they don't get carried away so much and don't get so far away from the den. A research airplane occasionally flies overhead to observe wolves if any have radio collars. Plus some other things that we haven't done any devlogs about. In Lost River, there's a new, bigger, better fire tower worth checking out. Our artist Lisa made a new coyote model, a nice improvement over the old one. We finally added juniper bushes in Slough Creek. They're such a distinctive part of the Slough Creek environment. And if you're hungry, Lisa also made bigger and better meat chunks to extract from carcasses and carry back to your den. And there's just a lot of other tweaks and improvements and fixes. Here's a selection from the patch notes. They're all down below in the patch notes. Worth getting familiar with those before you start playing, know what to look out for. And so in public beta now, if you notice something that doesn't seem to be working quite right, please submit a bug report. We do like really detailed bug reports, especially if you see a pup misbehaving. Name the pup. Don't just say a pup. Tell us which pup so we can examine it. It's also very helpful if you're clear about what's happening and what you expect to happen so we can understand what you're seeing and thinking. And so, yeah, there we go. Public beta for version 1.1.0, available now for Mac and Windows on Steam. Instructions below on how to get it.